Good morning. Good morning to all. Okay, guys. Today, your lecture is of banquet and restaurant operation and management, and in that, the topic is planning and operating various F&B outlets. Like today, what we do, like how we like plan for our restaurant, for the areas which we required in any hospitality industry or in any hotel. Okay, and in this subject we learn about the banquets, types of banquets. Okay, the restaurants, types of restaurant, different type of restaurant, what type of your forms are using in banquets while booking with the guest. Okay, what are the duty and responsibility of banquet manager, secretary, or whatever the staff which we required over there, and the operation, how we operate our banquet, style of banquet, what type of setting plan we usually use in banquets. Okay, and also in the restaurants also. So our first topic is planning and operating of various F&B outlets. In this, first we learn about what are the back of the house areas. Like if I say, like if I say like other name of back of the house areas, anyone from your side can tell me the other name of the back of the house areas? Like I think we did in previous semesters. We have some kind of idea about. Sorry, you have some kind of idea about that. So anyone from your side can tell me about the back of the house areas. What type of areas which we put into the back of the house areas?
KST.
Nobody?
सर आईआरडी की होती है स्पेस केएसटी होता है केएसटी आईआरडी
और
Okay,
बैंक्वेट्स का जो
can
बैक एरिया
anyone
होता है
tell me
उसमें
the
किचन भी होती है और
term we use for back of the house areas? The specific term.
केएसटी
Okay, I will tell you. The other name of back of the house areas is your ancillary areas, like which are not come in front of the guest, or you can say that no guest can allow to go over there. Only the staff or the person who is responsible for that area only go there and do their work. So I'm beginning with the first slide. Ancillary departments, or you can say that ancillary areas. Okay, the ancillary department of restaurant areas includes important units in the makeup of catering establishment, acting as the link between kitchen or food preparation unit and the restaurant or food
सर
service.
आप स्लाइड मूव कर रहे हो क्योंकि
नहीं.
हमारी हो नहीं रही मेरी फर्स्ट स्लाइड पे ही है
Okay, like अब डन है
अभी भी नहीं हुई है फर्स्ट स्लाइड ही
गाइस, बाकियों को भी यही प्रॉब्लम है?
है
Okay, so the ancillary department of the restaurant are includes important units in the makeup of catering establishment, acting as a link between kitchen or food preparation unit and the restaurant or a food service unit. Like what they are saying, like how ancillary departments are work or make up some kind of catering establishment, like why that areas or that units are important, because it is a link between both the kitchen and to the service department. If like if we talk about the pantry area, that is situated between the kitchen and in the restaurant. Okay, so staff, restaurant staff go over there, they just give their order or whatever the KOT they cut, they just put over there and prepare their crockery or cutlery, which is required for that particular order. They just put over there on a hot plate. Okay, or and then the kitchen staff, when they prepare their order, they just put that order on into that crockery or cutlery, and then again service staff take their food from the pantry area and serve to the guest, whosoever order that order, that food. Okay, so that is why the ancillary areas or the back of the house areas are the link between both the kitchen and the food preparation unit, or you can say that for the restaurant and food service unit. The service areas behind the scenery can also be termed as back of the house or back of the house areas, which I already told you. Ancillary areas is called as a back of the house area, or the back of the house area is also known as the ancillary departments. Continued and continuing the slide, the service areas are stocked with appropriate equipment depending upon the style of operations, like which I already told you, like whatever the required crockery or cutlery we need to serve that food, we put into that pantry, or the whatever the area we are using, from still room, silver plate, sorry, silver or a plate room, from wash up, from hot plate or spare linen store. The service area themselves are some of the busiest unit of the catering establishment, especially during the service period. In general, especially in large hotel, five main service areas can be distinguished. That are your still room, silver or a plate room, wash up, hot plate, or spare linen room, linen store. Sorry. So these are the busiest areas. They are saying that because whatever the staff required, they just go and get from that area only. Like if we required some fresh crockery or cutlery, we go to the wash up area and we just take that from that there, and we just wipe that, and then again we put whatever we want to put into that, and then we serve. A hot plate that is situated in pantry area, where the food is, if the kitchen prepare their food, they just put onto the hot plate, so that they maintain their proper temperature when we serve. Spare linen store, like for the linen, or for the table linen, for runners, for napkins, whatever we required, we can take it from the spare linen room. Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. So
No,
let's
sir.
move to the next slide. Still room. What is actually the still room? Why we called still room to the still room? The still room is looked after by a still room supervisor, who is responsible for staffing, ordering, or supply from the main store, and effective control of these items when issued to the various departments. In most of the restaurants, the still room remains open for long hours for the efficient running. Uh, for the efficient running, the staff normally work on a straight rotating shift based basis, doing an early shift one week and the late shift the next. The still room staff are also responsible for wash up of the all the equipments, like whatever we required in the restaurant. Like right now we are talking about restaurant, and the restaurant is also connected with the kitchen, because if kitchen provide the food to the restaurant, then only restaurant can serve the food to the guest, whatever the order we received from the guest. Okay, so basically what is the, you can say that, major role of still room in any department or in the restaurant. Like all the still room is look after by your supervisor, and again then the staffing and the ordering of supplies from the main store. Like we you all know about, because you are coming from the training after completing your training, so you all know that there is a main store of the hotel, from where we get all the like raw material for kitchen, like beverages for restaurant, napkins, and whatever we required, we just go to the main store and we take that things or items, and then we put it into the restaurant. So what still room do, like we just issue the required material from the main store, because when we do the you can say that need anything from the main store, we need to put a requisition form, then sign it from the manager, and there is a long process. So we just do that process in the, you can say that, in the morning, and for the rest of the day we just put that material in our still room, and whenever we required, we just go to the still room and we take that material and put the entry into the register, and do the service with that. So effective service control, if we require effective service control, the items we need, we have to put it in advance in a still room from the main store. Okay. So there are so many shifts when whosoever is responsible for the still room. Like sometimes we do long hour shifts, or sometimes we do straight rotating shifts. Like if a person is doing one shift in early from like 8 to 9 or 8 to 8, or next day, or on after 2 or 3 days they have to stay late, like they are coming at 2 or going at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when we are closing our restaurant. So according to whatever the duty roster our supervisor prepare, we have to follow that only. Okay. So in next point, the still room staff are also responsible for wash up of all their equipments, like whatever the we also responsible for the crockery and cutlery. If we talk about in our pantry, we just have a minimum stock or a par stock, whatever we required for that particular. If we need some extra or some kind of, you can say that our restaurant is going with very much packed, or very much you can say that is any kind of celebration over there. If we required something extra in crockery or cutlery, we again go to the still room, and then we take that equipment, or take that crockery, cutlery, glasswares, okay, silverwares from the still room, and we serve according to that in our restaurant. Confusion till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So moving to next slide. Silver room. The silver room holds the stock of silver required for the silver service of meals. The various types of silver are kept there on labeled shelves with all the service plates of one size stacked together. Cutlery, flatware, hollowwares, and other small items are usually stored in a drawers lined with a base as the shelves to reduce the noise and slipping and scratching. Like silver room, नाम से ही हमें पता चल रहा है कि like we store all our silverwares in that. Okay. So there are the shelves are over there, which is labeled with the name tag. We just have to put that items, like if we are holding some kind of plates or spoons, or you can say that any kind of uh, your entree dishes, platters, we just have to put that same to the where the name tag is printed in that shelf. Okay. And for the cutlery, flatware, hollowwares, and other small items, like if we talk about hollowwares are the big utensils in which we put in which we cook, we can say that, or some kind of soup tulips. Okay. Soup tulips, or you can say some your ice wine chillers, like these are the big equipment. So we just put stack that according to their height, so that it can't fall down. Okay. Crockery and cutlery and other small items, we use drawers for that, which is lined with a brace, like velvet kind of material we use in that, so that that reduces noise, slipping, and scratches. Okay. In our restaurant also, we are using the sideboard in their drawers, like we using brace in that, so that it reduces the noise, scratches, and slipping. Okay. In next point, in very large establishment, the silver and the plate room may be two separate units, but in the majority of the places they are combined, and in some cases are a part of wash up area. Like if we talk about the silver or a plate room, like these are the separate units, but most of the hotels, they are mostly are the combined. Okay. Or you can say that it's part of a wash up area also, like wash up area, or you can say kitchen stevedoring department, that are the same. So that may be combined with that also. Okay. But if we talk about 7 star or a 5 star, or the that hotels having more than 2 or 3 restaurants, they may put that unit separately, okay, according to their requirement. Wash up area at this service at the service time, especially the wash up area is one of the busiest section. It must be correctly cited to allow a smooth flow of work, promoting as fast turnover and efficient service. There are two type of machine method है, एक आपका और एक आपका next है tank method. Okay, these are the two methods by which we do the washing, but this is the busiest area you all know about, because I already told you are coming from after completing your IT, so that is very busiest place. So we required, or we cited, or we required that the smooth flow of work, like smooth flow of work, like we whatever the crockery, cutlery, whatever the glasses we required at the time of service, we need that immediately, especially in banquets. Okay, when the banquet party is going on, we need a big amount of crockery, cutlery, and your glasswares, your serving trays. So we need quick workflow in this department. So the machine method in principle, the machine method is no different from the tank method, except that the whole system is automated and therefore labor saving. Like machine method, we just stack all the equipment, sorry, your crockery or your glassware in a racks, and we just put it onto the machine. They just go onto the conveyor belt. They wash first, they put throw the water which is already having you can say detergent or whatever the cleaning agent be required for that to clean that, and then they just put some lukewarm water onto that, and then normal water, and then we wipe that with our hands. But it is labor saving because all the washing is done by the machine. Okay, the only the part is we have to do with our hands is your wiping. Okay, wiping is not done with the machine. Okay, if we have that kind of machine, but we again giving the final touch to our crockery or cutlery or to our glassware, we just use our hands for that to wipe that. Okay, but in tank method, that is already all done with your hands. No machine is required for that. Using this method, the items are washed in a sink of hot water containing detergent and then placed into a rack and dipped into another sink. Like there are 2 or 3 sinks or 2 or 3 tanks. Okay, first we put into that. After taking out, then we again put into the, you can say that, hot water or into the another sink. This second sink is known as Stirling tank. The water temperature is very high at approximately 75°C. The first tank is filled with your detergent. Second is with the hot water. The temperature of that water is 75°C. Okay, and we that is known as also a Stirling method or Stirling tank. Okay, the items are left in here for few minutes and then lifted out. As the water is so hot, the items, especially the crockery, with air dry, making this a more hygienic method. No clothes are needed. The crockery can then be stacked and put away as required. Like after doing taking the crockery or cutlery or glassware from the second tank, or after the sterilizing tank, what we do, we just put it for a few minutes, and then we throw some kind of, you can say that, hot air, especially to the crockery, so that we don't need to wipe it with the cloth, or sometime if we required we can do, but here they are saying no cloth are needed. But if we required, we can do that also. Okay, the crockery then is now clear, and then we just wherever it is required, we just give to them for the service purpose. Next is your hot plate. The hot plate is contact point between kitchen and the service staff, which I already told you. It's situated in the pantry, from where the service staff or the KOT we just given to the kitchen staff. They start preparing their order, and the meanwhile, whatever the time in that the time left in that between, we just prepare our, you can say that, our crockery or whatever the required things we needed to serve that particular dish. We just do that and put it onto the hot plate, and then the your kitchen staff put that dish into that into the your silverware, or maybe your into your soup bowl or whatever we are serving to the guest, and then again they put onto the hot plate. It is the point at which both areas must cooperate and communicate effectively so that the customer get the quick and efficient service that he expects. Like, this is the area where they both meet, where they both talk. Okay, sometimes there are many situations happen, like you give the order but the order is not prepared. They can delay that order, or they just forgot to prepare that order. So you just have to cooperate with them, or communicate effectively so that the customer can't not get, you can say that, suffer. Okay, because customer is coming to you for the quick and for the effective or efficient service and for the smooth service. Okay, so try to cooperate with the kitchen staff, and also kitchen staff also have to cooperate with the you can say that, with the service staff also, and communicate with communicate with them. Okay, if they delay their order, you just say that, like, try to make it quick so that I just serve that on the exact time, or maybe you can delay with the 2 or 3 minutes. That is not a big deal. Okay, so expectations जो guest की हैं, you have to fulfill that. Okay, you have to like focus on that. Guys, any confusion right now, you can discuss with me. Okay, next is your spare linen store. Like, this is very important. The spare linen store is service area where linen material are stored in a cupboards. This spare linen stock is held near the food service area in case of emergency. The linen is changed when necessary on the basis of one clean for one dirt. Like, one clean for one dirt means, like, whenever you are serving something to the guest, maybe guest split that food onto the runner, or maybe to the to on, you can say that, onto the table. You can judge that, like, you just have to clean the runner only, or whole the linen stuff, like the table linen also and the runner also, or maybe you are using some kind of protector also. They may get dirt by the guest also. Okay, so the spare linen store is a service area where the linen material are stored in a cupboards. Like, maybe you have some kind of separate room. Okay, where you can store these kind of linen, or maybe you are having this cupboard into your pantry only. Okay, where you just put all the required or the par stock of your linen into that cupboard for that particular day. Maybe 15 or 50 or 30 or 60, whatever the uh, tables you have. Okay, maybe you are serving to the 50 covers restaurant. Okay, maybe 100 covers restaurant. Okay, according to that, you have uh, that much amount of spare linen into your cupboard. Okay, so that at the time of emergency, whenever you require, you just go and take that linen, and you just lay that table linen onto the table. Okay, sometime what we see, sometimes we don't have the spare linen in a in a accessible place. Okay, we just have to rush towards the laundry area. We just issue from there are like that processes maybe consume like 10 to 15 minutes. So try to put par stock or the minimum stock required for the linen into your cupboard. Okay, this spare linen stock is held near the food service area in case of emergency. Like I already told you, maybe some kind of small room or some kind of your, you can say in your pantry, you just put that cupboard over there. The linen is changed when necessary on basis of one clean for one dirt. Like one clean for one dirt, what we prefer, like whenever the guest completed with the meal and leaving that table, we have to change that linen. Okay, one clean for one dirt. Okay, but sometime I told you that like we can just see like that there is no dirt onto the table, only we just have to change the runners or the protector only. Okay, sometime we just crumbling. Anybody know about the crumbling, how we do crumbling in the restaurant? Yes guys, crumbling. Okay, I will tell you. The process of crumbling is we just take some plate, maybe quarter, maybe BNB, or maybe full plate, and with our serviette or with our napkin, we just do clean the food particles, small food particles, which is fallen onto your table. By that, the table looks nice. Okay, we no need to change the linen or to the or our protector or our runner also. Okay, so we can do uh, again prepare our table with the crumbling only, or we just need to just clear the sorry, change the runner only, or sometime whole process we have to do again. Okay, and next point, this is normally the responsibility of the senior member of the food service staff, and it kept locked for control purpose. Generally, 50% of total inventory is stocked up in the spare linen room. Like what we can do, sometime the senior member of the particular area or that particular restaurant, they just take care of that spare linen room. Okay, they must keep locked, and for the control purpose, like nobody can stole the linen, or sometime we just may like you just do wiping in our restaurant with the new linen also. So but try to avoid that, and they for that only, they just for the control purpose, they just put that linen into the into the lock and key. Okay, generally 50% of total inventory is stocked up into the spare linen room. Like we just put with the par stock, we also put 50% of the spare linen. Whatever, if we are running with the 50 or 100 covers, we may have 200 covers, and the 100 covers are already keeping in that spare linen store or in the spare linen room, and the rest we serving with that in a restaurant. Okay, so any confusion in this, you can clear, you can clear your doubts with me.
No, sir.
Okay, so you all understood with the ancillary areas or the ancillary departments in the hotel or the back of the house areas.
Yes, sir.
एक ही जाना बोल रहा है सिर्फ, बाकी सोए हैं क्या? Okay guys, this is with your ancillary areas, or we can say the planning of any F&B outlet. We first start with the ancillary areas, and then we are going to the restaurant and whatever the staff we required in that, the area we required. Okay, the type of client, according to the client, we have to plan our a restaurant, banquets. Okay. Okay, guys, then thank you so much. The lecture is over now.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.